No disrespect. Ain't we all just entertainers? Think I'm stupid. They can say us.
I don't know where he was going with that.
It says he does have a prosthetic leg, but until he's able to use it, he's confined to a wheelchair and a walker.
Britney Spears is dragging Justin Timberlake. He tried to call her out during his Las Vegas performance, but Britney had the last word when she exposed him on Instagram for not only being weak, but crying after losing a game of basketball to her. This is so embarrassing for Justin Timberlake, so let's get into it. Ever since Britney Spears released her book, The Woman in Me, we've learned a lot more about her story and those people who have done her wrong. When promoting the book, Britney was quoted saying, "It's finally time for me to raise my voice and speak out, and my fans deserve to hear it directly from me. No conspiracy, no more lies. Just me owning my past, present, and future." And if you read the book, you must acknowledge that Britney did own up to some things. And after this story has been released, other people who have done her dirty haven't been able to do the same. And yes, I'm talking about Justin Timberlake because we learned that he had forced her into getting a procedure to get rid of their baby. On top of that, he had cheated on her and then framed it that, she was the one that had done him dirty, went on this campaign to trash her. And even recently, he did a little snide comment while performing in Vegas. And it just shows me that he does not get it. Now, Britney has responded to his comments, but before we get to her post, let's talk about what he said on stage. Now, we know the song Cry Me a River is a trigger for Britney because he wrote it about her being unfaithful when in fact he was completely gaslighting her. Now, he recently performed this song in Vegas for an opening, and before he performed the song, he said, "No disrespect," just trying to, shade Britney because the song is about her, and he's saying, just because I'm singing this doesn't mean there's any disrespect.
No disrespect. No disrespect.
Keep in mind, this song has lyrics about infidelity and an accompanying music video released the same year featuring a woman who looks just like Britney. But that wasn't it, because he didn't just say no disrespect. He went on to go and sing a Nirvana song on top of the music of Cry Me a River. And I think this is very telling because he goes on to sing we're all just, stupid entertainers. That song, which I think is another call out to Britney, kind of saying, we're all just entertainers out here making music. Don't make a big deal out of it. Stop taking it so seriously. Back when he was going on this tour to talk about her cheating scandal, he took it very seriously. And now in hindsight, he's trying to act like it was no big deal when it kind of ruined her reputation at that point.
He said, "No disrespect." What I found interesting, though, is that at the beginning of Cry Me a River, he was singing part of Nirvana's Smells Like a Teen Spirit song, which I thought was, I don't know where he was going with that.
I think it's his way of adding on to the no disrespect and saying, we're all just out here entertaining people, dismissing Britney's feelings. But here's that clip where he sings that bit.
But ain't we all just entertainers? Think I'm stupid. They can say us. Yeah, we all just entertainers.
This person tweeted, "Justin Timberlake will never learn. Even after the fake apology for the way he treated Britney after the breakup, he now continues to throw passive-aggressive shots at her. Quote, no disrespect before singing a song that he wrote to drag her through the mud. What? He could have totally kept without that part and just performed the song and there wouldn't be any headlines, but he just had to say something. And if you're all just stupid entertainers, then why did you, again, promote this song back in the day saying that you've been scorned, you've been pissed off, you wrote Cry Me a River in 2 hours. You didn't even plan on writing it because you were so hurt at what Britney had done to you after you did her so dirty."
That was the song that Britney slammed in her memoir. And we all know, allegedly, Justin wrote that song about Britney Spears cheating. But in Britney's memoir, she let us know that she was not the only one cheating.
Now let's get into Britney's response because it's interesting and it's pretty savage how she calls him out. Now, Britney shared a bizarre clip of a leopard standing between two pole dancing men and a man standing upside down against a wall. It's a really weird image and video clip, but I guess it's part of a project that maybe she worked on. That's what I'm assuming from her caption. But her caption isn't just about this bizarre clip, it's also about Justin Timberlake because she directly calls him out. She writes, "Oh Jesus Christ, the stories I could tell on the set of this one. There's always more to a story and that's not even half of it. It was shot in Arizona, 120-degree heat." Ooh, Arizona's hot. 2 different version videos were shot for this song. Most boys say, "Oh, I'm shook. P.S. I never mentioned how I beat him in basketball and he would cry. No disrespect." So that's the Justin Timberlake call out. She says, "I never mentioned how I beat him in basketball," which we will talk about what she's referring to, "and he would cry." Cry because his girlfriend Britney Spears beat him in basketball? Like, really? No disrespect. And actually, we've seen them play basketball together. Keep in mind, Britney was on the high school basketball team, I believe, or at least middle school team. But yeah, we've seen them play at a charity event. And I mean, they look like a cute couple here, but can you imagine him like all but her after crying because Britney had beat him? Like, get over it. Now, Justin hasn't really addressed Britney's book besides this Vegas moment, which is something I kind of find shocking because he's like so nonchalantly like bringing it up on stage, yet he hasn't issued any response. And back in 2021, he put out like some PR apology. Remember, he apologized to Britney and Janet Jackson, saying that he fell short in moments. He wanted to apologize to these women. He respects them and he failed them. And I think this new like scandal, the and everything, like I feel like he's failing this big time. But I want to talk to you guys about Britney's father, Jamie Spears, because we've seen him now legless after getting his leg amputated. It turns out he actually got a knee replacement and the knee replacement got infected, which now led to him having his leg amputated. I guess he's not staying with Jamie Lynn right now because I believe he's staying in an RV, which is parked outside of a warehouse that Britney owns. Britney's being kind enough to allow her father to park his RV at her warehouse while he recovers. I don't know who called the paparazzis on Jamie Spears. It must be like a sympathy moment, like trying to get the press to see him in his wheelchair without his leg and to feel bad for him, which honestly, I do feel bad for him because like, I wouldn't wish that on anyone. Quote, "He's still living in an RV next to Britney's storage warehouse with all her stuff in it. Jamie underwent multiple unsuccessful surgeries prior to amputation, which was a last resort." Ugh, sounds painful. And it seems like the public has some mixed reactions when it comes to Jamie Spears' leg situation. This person tweeted, "He is still her father. I wouldn't wish someone to lose an arm or leg." Another person wrote, "Karma came for him tenfold and it's well deserved." Another person tweeted, "That Britney voodoo is hitting these folks hard." And then finally, this person wrote, "Karma is a bitch." So again, I wouldn't wish that on anyone, but a lot of people believe that Jamie Spears deserves this.
It says he does have a prosthetic leg, but until he's able to use it, he's confined to a wheelchair and a walker. As for his relationship with Britney, as we reported hours after we broke the story about his amputation, Britney posted a photo of her dad on Instagram, the first photo she's posted of him in ages. Beyond that, our sources say Britney has not reached out to her dad, at least as far as we know, we are told. However, she recently talked about missing him, and we do know recently she has reconnected with her mom and with Jamie Lynn.
It's a sad situation, but again, there's no doubt in my mind that this story about Jamie Spears is planted, especially when you see things like this. Like, for example, they're trying to put this onto Britney, like kind of blame her, saying that he's had other issues and have been downcast amid the torrent of criticism over his handling of the conservatorship. Pretty much saying he is not only suffering because of his leg issue and the infection, but he's also suffering because of all of this criticism involving the conservatorship. It's just like pushed his health into like decline mode, which I just don't think that's really relevant. Like maybe he's like mentally not great because of like he's now being held accountable, but like I wouldn't attribute or link to that. I hope what he did to Britney is bothering him because that's the karma he deserves, like that guilt of what he had done to her. Not only did he fail Britney Spears, but Jamie Lynn Spears also failed Britney Spears, and we saw her recently. She was out and about at the airport. TMZ caught up with her, but she had really nothing to say. I think she's realized talking to the paparazzi only get her in trouble, but they asked her a bunch of questions about her family, Britney, her mother, and she didn't respond to any of them. So it's like, why did you even call the TMZ people if you're not going to talk to them? And I do feel like this TMZ article is coming from a particular source because they write, regardless of Jimmy Lynn's silence, we know for a fact Britney wanted her at her birthday party this past weekend, which her mother Lynn actually was at. And it seemed like a good time for Britney, and maybe she did want Jamie Lynn there. But interesting, they did they just go and meet her at LAX to get this video clip just to include this type of information in it? Either way, it's a messy situation, and we're gonna keep our eyes on everyone involved, especially you, Justin Timberlake, because I feel like you can't get away with this so easily. And I mean, honestly, I was surprised seeing him perform on the big stage. I guess we're gonna just forget about everything. At least issue another PR apology. But I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.